Hello, crypto gaming and NFT enthusiasts. I'm Michael Ray, and today I wanted to dive into some of the coins that I'm bullish on in the gaming industry that we're in this bearish market in, and also wanted to let you know about an IDO, an initial direct offering that's coming up on a Metaverse project that you can get into for as little as $100. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. First, I want to let you know that none of this is financial advice. Please do your own due diligence before jumping into any project, and never invest more than you can afford to lose. That being said, if you're excited about NFTs and crypto gaming, play to earn, then please click that like button. You'll want to subscribe and click that bell notification. We'll notify you whenever we've got new videos coming out. So let's jump right into it. We're going to take a look at the Fear and Greed Index. We are at extreme fear here today at March 12th. And it's actually been pretty steady. Here we're looking at all the way back a year, so we can see where the Fear and Greed Index has gone. And we'll see this area where we were at back in June and July of last year, and how we're almost starting to mimic some of that in the same amount. So we're kind of looking for another big dip, which we might get on Wednesday when the Fed announces that they're going to raise interest rates 1/4 point. It might not make a big difference in the market because it might already be factored into the market, but usually anything that can be strewed as bad news will tend to make the market move that direction at least a little bit. So that might be the dip that we're looking for to buy in. So watch for that on Wednesday morning. If we just look at the last month, we'll see we have had it level out and come back down as far as the fear and greed. And in 3 months, we've just basically been bouncing around in this fear-based area while we're waiting for the market to recover. But if we look into, jump over to CoinGecko and look at some of the coins that I've got in my portfolio, of course we'll see that everything is down, that we've got some coins that are really far down. If we look at Phantom, showing that it's down 29% in the last 7 days. I'm actually really bullish on Phantom. I think a lot of games are going to be built on the Phantom network, and it's going to add to the value of that coin over the following years. So long term, I see this as a really good play. And if we look at the entire year, even though we've had this huge dip all the way from $3.29 down to $1.19, we can see that we're still way up from the 17 cents that we were at back in July. And you'll see that there's a very similar trend between most of these different charts here, with the Sandbox spiking out in November at 751, being back down to 278. So we're looking at a possible 3x, just getting back to the high that we were back at earlier in the Sandbox itself. And we can jump over to Netvrk, which is another metaverse play that's more under construction and not quite as far along as the Sandbox. And they just launched. We can see back, if we look back in May, when they basically launched around 60 cents. We had the huge spike again after all the hype with Facebook changing their name to Meta, and we saw almost the high that we saw with Sandbox in Netvrk, and we're actually back down to $1.64. And you'll see that we might touch back on this $1.12 low if we get another drop. So that would be a good place to put a possible buy in on this coin if you think it's going to dip lower. Either way, this is still, I think, a great price to get in on this coin itself. We can look at DeFi Kingdoms, the DeFi game that's kind of blown up out there, and it did expand extraordinarily after they launched it, all the way to $21, and we're back to $4.19. So you can see all the bargains that are out there right now, and the possibility that we have of those climbing back up. That being said, of course, we don't know how long the bear market could last. We could see much bigger falls in the market, but if you're buying in thinking we're at the bottom, you can always put in a stop loss order to sell if the price dips below a certain point, so that you retain your capital and don't end up losing it all on a huge drop in the market, and then you can jump back in at a lower price. I'm also very bullish on Solana itself. With Ethereum, we can see it's dropped. It's holding that $2,500 price point pretty strongly. If we look at their 180 days, back in September, it had bounced down to 2,700. We did hit that 2,400. It's held above that right now. I wouldn't be surprised seeing it bounce down to that 2,400 mark again when we do get the news of the Fed on Wednesday, or if there's any other negative market news in the market itself. But the difference where we've had a high around almost 5,000, so we've dropped about almost 50% on Ethereum. If we look at Solana, which I'm very bullish on because of the NFTs and the way the Solana NFT market is really growing, how they're getting a lot of good projects on there with a lot of growth. And I really think it's got a lot of potential in the future. And as we look at that market and we look at their 180 days, we'll see we're actually below where we were in September at this $80 price point. In fact, when we'd hit 92 before and bounced back up to 115, I really didn't think we were going to drop below 100 again, but I was proven wrong very quickly. So once again, you never know with these projects, but we are down from the high of $250. So getting back to that $250 price point, we're looking at least a 2x on your money long term, and I really think we're eventually going to hit that 250 and blow right past it as the Solana network continues to improve and continues to bring more and more use to the network itself. And I've talked about Heavenland before. Heavenland is having its pre-IDO release, and they've actually been selling some of the IDOs as NFTs themselves, which you can find on Magic Eden. And the way they are selling or structuring this, they had their first private round back starting last month, and that was a $50,000 minimum buy-in, and that got you your HTO, which is going to be their in-game token for 20 cents. We're right now in their second round where you can still get in at 25 cents. It was going to be a $50,000 buy-in. They did decide to lower that to a $10,000 buy-in, and that's where we do get this NFT purchase that you can buy on Magic Eden, and we can see the activity that they have sold. You can see that with their first VIPs, they did sell into 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those for about $50,000. And with the VIPs, we have had 3 of those sell in the last few days as well. And those can just be purchased directly on here. If you're interested in finding out more about the project, you can go to their Discord. I'll have the link below, and you can contact them in the Discord. They'll go ahead and send you information on the project itself and the IDO itself. And then if you're waiting past this, like most folks that don't have $10,000 that they're ready to invest into an IDO, you can get in simply with $100 starting in April when they do the actual IDO and release the tokens. For right now, it's these previous purchases are just holding your position, but the HTO token is not yet released. So you'll be able to get into that public IDO the 3rd of April, and that's just a 30-cent price. So you are paying more, but of course you've got a lot less capital at risk than the person that put in $50,000. So this might just be an interesting project you want to put a little bit of capital into. We're at the ground floor. They've only sold 5,000 parcels of land. There's going to be 30,000 parcels of land, but they're selling the rest of those over a 6-year period of time. So it's a long-term plan that they've got built out, and excited to see where that project goes. So if you found any of this information valuable, please click that like button. It helps us out a lot. And if you want to find out more about our videos, click the subscribe button, and the bell notification will let you know whenever we've got other new videos out. Thank you for your time. Happy gaming, happy NFT purchasing, and I'll see you in the next video.